Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. It's Dominique here, and in today's video we're talking all about the Austin market and what's going on. If you're new here, I'm Dominique. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I talk things all real estate related in the greater Austin area. Also, I'm at Home Depot, so I'm just gonna bring y'all along with me as I get some things that I need, run around. I might go to H-E-B. If you've never been to an H-E-B, you will get to see an H-E-B. Everyone loves H-E-B. I never realized how special H-E-B was until, I guess, social media and everybody talking about how wonderful it is. I just grew up in Texas, and so I love it, but it's a pretty special place. So I'll if I have time, I will take you in there. I'm not sure. I might be running short on time. I am looking for a spray paint to paint some chairs that I have in the backyard that are discolored and they're not salvageable. So I'm leaning towards this color. Got my spray paint and they're jamming in here. It's like, okay, I got out of there quick. Anyway, so talking about units sold, like I said, down 44% since 2021, down 25% since 2019. So that just shows how much the market has cooled since the frenzy, the craziness of 2020 and 2021. And even if we compare it back to pre-pandemic numbers, we're still not where we were in 2019, which of course has been a rude awakening for many sellers in this market. It's been hard for many people because they're just not used to this pricing, and they've seen what their neighbors got a couple years ago, and people are struggling with it. And so everybody's situations are different, but what people have to decide right now is if they really need to move or if they can hold off and wait until things come back up and things are in more of a recovery. And everybody was thinking that we'd have a recovery more quickly than we have. That just hasn't happened. That hasn't happened in our market. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I mean, things are moving, but it takes longer. You know, the days on market are longer, and all of the things that we've talked about before, condition, price, marketing, all of those pieces have to come together perfectly for a property to move. And if one of those things is off, then it sits. That brings us to days on market. That's another metric that I want to look at. So if we look at days on market for 2024 versus 2021, we are up 400%. 400%. For those of us that are agents, if we look back at 2020 and 2021, I mean, things were flying off the market. Some, it was a couple of days, but you know, on average, you know, most things that went up would sell within, or you know, they would go under contract within 15 days. So that is not the norm anymore. And you know, that also makes for a really tough market. I mean, for buyers at that time, it was so hard because you were having to compete with all of these offers. Everybody was having to go way over asking, and that's why it's difficult now for some of those buyers that purchased in, say, 2022, 2023. Now, if they need to sell, it's really difficult because they can't get the same amount for their house. So one of the things that you want to think about if you're buying, you really want to consider, how long are you going to be in the house? Can you picture yourself in the house for 3 to 5 years? And if the answer is yes, then I would say go for it. But you know, if you're thinking, well, you know, I've actually had people reach out from the channel and they want to, you know, invest in the Austin market and they want to flip, or they want to do short-term rentals, which is also a really hard market right now. Many people that have Airbnbs are struggling all over the US and Austin as well. And, you know, they're wanting to say, oh, well, if I buy this, you know, how will it do in a couple of years? And that's just can't be the mindset, especially for something like Austin, where there's been so much competition, so many people moving into Austin over the last 20 years. You know, you can't, those deals are far and few between. So 400%, huge change from 2021. If we look back to 2019, the days on market are up 40%. So not quite as bad, but still 40%. And so for a long time we were, you know, comparing to 2019 because things were very similar to the pre-pandemic numbers. But even still, we're not quite back there. And if you look at, anybody that talks about any channels or news outlets that talk about the real estate market, they're all saying, and most of us in the market, sellers, buyers, have been experiencing it, the change in the market. But, this is one of the hardest markets that we've been in since, say a 2008, 2009, when we had the recession happen and everything. So it has been a very difficult market. Things still are moving, but as a seller, you have to be reasonable with your pricing and your expectations going into it, knowing what you're up against, what the competition looks like, and making sure that you really stand out against that competition, because it's not easy. So you really, whereas in previous years, you may be able to get away with, not having your property in tip-top shape. That's just not something that buyers are willing to put up with in this market. Many buyers don't want a fixer-upper. They don't want mini projects. They want something that they can move into, and just live in. Maybe they'll change a fixture, little things. But what I'm finding is many buyers aren't willing to do paint and a bunch of different things, where I feel like for many years, buyers were really open to DIYing and, kind of redoing a house and everything. But in this market, it's a lot different. Buyers are a lot more picky in this market. Okay, quick stop at H-E-B. Anyway, I made it to H-E-B. I had to get just a few things. One thing I got is their chicken. I love their chickens. If you shop at Costco, I hate Costco. I do have a membership. I was gifted a membership a couple years ago by my sister-in-law, and so I've kept it since then. I go maybe once a month. And get some staples that I love, and that's it. But I tried to avoid it at all costs because it just kind of gives me anxiety. I really do not like it. Anyway, the chickens at H-E-B though are the best ever. Way better than the Costco ones. I don't know what it is about them. I just get the plain one, but they do have flavored ones. They have lemon pepper and other stuff. So good. And I get them once a week as an easy meal with a salad and sides, and easy. I love H-E-B. I'm getting off on a tangent. Why do I do this? H-E-B is really popular. It's the most popular grocery store in Texas. And I think I heard they're expanding. Is that true? I'll have to look that up and see. But they're just such a great company. They treat their employees well. The products are good. It's affordable. The produce is really great quality. So I avoid Walmart at all costs. I never shop there if I can avoid it. And Target is too expensive, although their prices have been better lately, I've been hearing. But I just shop at H-E-B exclusively usually, and then Costco every once in a while. But I hate going into the grocery store. I usually always do curbside, and then I have to pop in every so often when I forget a few things. So anyway, that's my H-E-B spiel. If you ever want to check it out and you're wondering about it, it's worth it. Their tortillas are the best ever. They've won awards for them. I forget if they won. They're definitely the best in Texas, I feel like. But I can't remember if they won a national award. I'm gonna have to look that up and share it. But they did win an award, I want to say last year. They're just so good. And who has time to make homemade tortillas? I don't wish to. Let's get back to the stats. So let's talk about prices. Comparing 2024 to 2021, prices are up 2.5%. If we look back at 2019 and compare it to 2024, they are up 49%, I think it is, which is crazy, especially when you see, news articles. And, I've even had people ask me, oh, I heard that, prices are down 40% and all of this, which is not true. I don't know where these news outlets get their information, but it's not true. Yes, things have been harder. Yes, days on market is way up, 400% up, but prices are remaining stable, which is very interesting. So what does that speak to? I think that just speaks to the stability of Austin. There's been a lot of unsureness in the market, locally and nationally, of course, but Austin still remains a good place to invest in. Like I said, if you're planning on staying in your home for a while. And one interesting tidbit is that the average homeowner nationally stays in their home for 12 years, but in Austin, it's only 8 years. So that's, that's interesting. I mean, we have a lot of influx of people coming into the Austin area, but of course we have a lot of people that are leaving too. Some people are going, back to wherever they came from, or moving for jobs, moving for family, moving for a different lifestyle, all kinds of things. So yeah, the average homeowner stays in their house for 8 years in Austin. And after 8 years, of course, those homeowners are going to have a good amount of equity. Next, let's talk about the failure rate for sellers. So in 2024, the failure rate for sellers is 1/3 of sellers are failing to sell their homes in this market. That is 3 times higher than 2021 and 2 times higher than 2019. So that is a huge jump of people, sellers that are willing and wanting to sell their homes, putting the homes on the market, and then they're not selling. So more important than ever, and I know I've stressed this in previous videos, is pricing, marketing, and the condition of the property. Location, of course, also makes a big difference. The closer you are into central Austin, the easier it is to sell your homes. The ones that are in the suburbs, even suburbs that have had a tremendous amount of growth over the last, 3, 4, 5 years, they are struggling in this market. And one of the big reasons is, of course, as I mentioned before, maybe they bought in 2022, 2023, so they don't have room to drop those prices. I saw one the other day. I was speaking with a client about, where to position their house as far as pricing goes. And right now, the best strategy, if you look at the comps, is just to price it on the low end. It just is, because you get more eyes on your house, so pricing is just one of the best things that you can do to get your property to move in this market. And, they mentioned another house down the block. Oh, well, this one is, X number higher than what you think we should list at. But one thing to remember as a seller is you don't want to look at ones that are on the market. The best data is those that have already sold and that have sold recently. So within the last 3 months, maybe 6 months. I look back a year or so, but you really want comps that are really close to when you're listing, because that's going to be your best data and time of year. So I've even seen recently a big difference, of course, in what moved in the spring and what they were listed at and what's moving now. And which is normal. As you go into the fall and winter, things slow down. So all of those things are going to be super important if you're thinking of selling your home. Okay, guys, well, to summarize, units sold are down. Failure rate for sellers is higher, a lot higher than it's been in recent years. Days on market is up. So sellers have to be really strategic if you're thinking of listing. And for buyers, there's still opportunities in the market. As I've mentioned all year, there's opportunities for seller concessions. I see a lot of lender incentives that are being offered. And if you're open to new construction communities are trying to offload inventory right now. And so there are a lot of opportunities there with regards to getting closing costs paid, getting your interest rate lowered. So lots of opportunity in the market. We're also seeing that is affecting the resale market. So something to keep in mind as a seller. Okay, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions. And also let me know what you think about this format. Do you like going around and seeing, different spots in Austin and wherever I am? Yeah, let me know what you think about it. As always, my information is in the description, so feel free to email me, text me, call me if you have any questions. If you're thinking of moving to Austin, I would love to help you, so be sure to reach out so we can set up a video call and just connect. Okay, guys, thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate the support of the channel. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay connected with me, and I will see y'all very soon in the next video. Bye!